Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome once again to Jim's 5am Club. It's 5:30 in the morning. I'm now starting at 6 o'clock again. So I'll go on a walk and talk and go through a book summary. But it's a beautiful, beautiful autumn morning. There's hardly any breeze at all. I can see the flags up on the bridge there. They're limp. And it's mild. It's fairly mild. Admittedly, I'm dressed up. I'm wearing 2 layers of clothing and a jacket on top of that as well. But it's all good. So it's Wednesday morning. It's midweek. It's Hump Day, and it's Holy Week for me. So I've got Easter. The Eastern Orthodox celebrate Easter this Sunday. And it's a big part of our lives, a big time of the year for all of us, especially family and close friends. Anyway, the book summary that I'm going to go through this morning is entitled How Luck Happens by Janice Kaplan and Barnaby Marsh. So let's head off and see where this book leads us. But it is interesting, and it's jam-packed, full of ideas to basically help us become more lucky, because lucky is all about being, being active and being open to opportunity, rather than just staying at home, lying on a couch and hoping that your life changes. So the author kicks off the book with one of their famous quotes, and the quote goes as follows: "Luck is about being in a place where you can take advantage of the unexpected." So being in a place where you can take advantage of the unexpected kind of suggests that you need to be proactive, and you need to be positioning yourself in places where opportunity abounds. So the author also goes on to mention that luck is a combination. It's not just one thing. You know, one thing doesn't make you lucky. He says, or they say, that it's a combination of 3 things. It's a combination of having the talent, so having the talent, hard work, and chance. So it's the combination of all 3, and they say that the 3 ingredients need to align. They need to be aligned, just like the 3 cherries aligned on a poker machine. So you need all 3 happening at the same time, but you need to have the talent. You need to be hard working to generate the opportunities, and you need to be there ready to grab those opportunities when they present themselves. And the author then goes on to say that 2 of the 3 ingredients, this is really, really important, and it's a great lesson for the young people who are watching and trying to pick up some hints in life. The author says that 2 of the 3 ingredients you can control. You can control the hard work, and to a certain extent you can control the talent that you have through practice, deliberate practice, forethought, where you ask yourself, what do I really need to do? What sort of skills do I need in order to get my dream job? Or what sort of person do I need to be to attract the dream partner? All those things are at play, but the good thing is that 2 out of the 3 you can control. Because being lucky is more about identifying and grabbing opportunities. So you need to be able to identify and grab the opportunity. So the first formal point to come from this author is that when you're innovating, persistence is often the most crucial factor in long-term success. So we need to learn and we need to consider that it's important to be persistent with what we do, because the more persistent we are, the greater the opportunities that will pop up here and there. Because luck manifests itself to people who trust their ideas and are persistent. So it's about trusting what you believe in and sticking with it for long enough, because sooner or later, may not be early, but sooner or later, if you trust the process, sooner or later, luck will manifest itself. Because many lucky people, believe it or not, have had to deal with rejection. Lots and lots of rejection. Rejection that for many people would have basically broken their spirit. For example, John Grisham was rejected many, many times for many of the books that he tried to publish, but he just stuck at it. Kept on knocking at a door, not knowing which door would open. That's the key. You just don't know which door is going to open for you. So that's the reason why you just need to keep on knocking, because sooner or later a door will open, and once that door opens, other doors, other paths, other windows will appear. R.K. Rowling, also a similar sort of story. The famous author, now the famous and very, very rich author, also had many, many rejections. Colonel Sanders of KFC started his career late in life and also had to do with rejections. So there's a common theme here. The luckiest people about are the ones who have been able to deal with the most rejection along the way. Big lesson there for all of us. That persistence and belief conquers rejection and makes you very, very lucky. Because what we need to understand is that new ideas can look ridiculous, can look absolutely stupid and ridiculous to people who have spent their whole lifetimes maintaining the status quo. But sooner or later, you just keep on pushing and you'll find somebody who's willing to back you, who's willing to partner with you to make your idea a reality. But as we said, we've got to stick with it, and just keep on going one step at a time. Another wonderful example that the author brings up is the 1968 gold medalist, Dick Fosbury. Dick Fosbury, who was learning and practicing the high jump, but he just couldn't get it. Until he innovated and designed his own jumping method, where he would go over the bar backwards with his head and feet. And it was a different method where people absolutely laughed at him. But in 1968, he won the gold medal and had the final laugh. He was able to have the final laugh himself. And since that date, every gold medal that has been won at the Olympics has been won using his method of jumping, the Fosbury flop. So the next big lesson in terms of how to be lucky comes from a quote from a sportsman, where he was asked, how are you so lucky when it comes to ice hockey? You always seem to be in the right place at the right time. And his profound answer was so simple and yet life-changing for many. And he basically said that I basically skate to where the puck will be. Not where it is, but where the puck will be. Now that is mind-blowing. So in order to be lucky, you need to present yourself and be where the opportunities are going to present themselves, I guess is the best way of understanding that. And you need to go where the opportunities are going to be. So a lot of people have said, you were lucky. You were lucky with your investment in real estate. But the only reason you're lucky is that you actually bought a house in the first place. You took the risk. Other people say, you were lucky with those shares that you bought, which exploded, or that IPO that you participated in, and the price tripled. You're only going to be lucky if you participate in that IPO. If you're sitting at home just watching it, you're not going to be lucky. Other people say, you were lucky with that business that you bought, and now you've got a franchise of 1,000 businesses. But that person wouldn't have been lucky if they didn't start with their first business, if they were sitting at home, lying on the couch and just waiting for their life to change. It's just not going to happen. So you need to be where those opportunities are going to explode. Onassis is another example where he was so poor that he couldn't afford a meal in the hotels where the rich and famous would hang out. But what he would do is he would go there and just order a cup of tea, because that's all he could afford. But he always says that you need to hang out at the right place. Onassis always says that you need to hang out where the rich people hang out, because when you're hanging out in those sorts of places, you get information, you get a taste of what they're on about, what they're thinking about, what they're talking about, who they're meeting, who they're rubbing shoulders with. And that in itself will give you a hint of what you need to do in order to be lucky. So if you want to get lucky, you need to be in the right place at the right time. So you need to step outside your comfort zone and into the places where opportunities are all around you. So it's all about stepping out. It's an activity, it's an action. You need to be moving, you need to be on the move all the time, circulating with people, circulating in groups, talking to people, and just being available. You need to do the hard work, you need to generate the skills and talent, as we said, and then eventually opportunities will start popping up. So the author's last point in the book is that we need to extend our power by connecting to the power of other people. To create chance, connections are essential. You need to be connected. You need to be hanging out. You need to be with other people. You need to be doing things with other people. You need to be building rapport. You need to be building connections with as many people as possible. And you also need to have another skill that the author talks about. You need to be able to ask for help from those who are in a position to help. Don't be shy in terms of asking for help. And that help's not going to come from your family. It's not going to come from your friends. It's going to come from some of your weakest connections. So that's why it's important to be connected, and to be connected to a number of social orbits, to have a number of groups that you circulate in, and even the weakest of connections can be the one that can give you the greatest help. But you need to be in a position to ask for it. So the most important connections, as we said, are sometimes the weakest. But when you ask for help, or when you're seeking help, be very, very clear in terms of what help you're looking for and how and who can help you. Because by being very, very clear, by being unambiguous, by being succinct, it's only then that people know how to help you and what you need in terms of help. And if you've, as you've said before, and I'll say it again just to make myself very, very clear, if you want people to help you, if you want a breakthrough, then you need to be very, very clear in terms of your communication to others, in terms of what exact help you need in order to make things happen for you, for things to start manifesting. So from today, from now, the call to action from this author is that you need to start talking with people, and you need to be talking with lots of people. So the more interconnected we are, the more innovative we become, and the luckier we become. So start talking, because as we said, one thing leads to another, and before you know it, bam, you've manifest your luck, and you must grab it with both hands, 10 fingers, 2 arms, and draw it close to you. So there you go. Dawn on Wednesday. It's hump day. So have a great day, everybody, and thank you for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club, where we've learnt a few tips from this book, How Luck Happens by Janice, Kaplan and Barnaby, Marsh. Let's finish with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, stay reasonable. Ask people for help, but be very, very clear in terms of how you ask. Be persistent. Hang out with lots of people, and remember, always be on the move, and opportunity abounds. My share broker says the opportunity of a lifetime happens once or twice a day, but you need to be in it to win it. You need to be investing in houses in order to take advantage of the increase in prices over time. You need to be invested in shares in order to take advantage of any growth in share prices or other opportunities that abound. Just yesterday, I participated in an IPO, and the only reason I was able to get an allocation of shares is because I'm with a premium share broker, and that relationship we've had for 10 years, and based on that relationship, my broker was able to allocate a decent amount of shares to me in the share float, and I was able to pick up $15,000 in just a few hours by having these shares and selling them at the open, and not even having to stump up any money for them. Because it was an IPO, you pay for them after you get them. So I was able to sell them before I've had to pay for them and pocket $15,000. So there you go. Another example of luck, being in the right place at the right time. But it takes time. You've got to be in it to win it. You've got to be socializing, moving around the right circles, talking to the right people, but being action oriented and not being a talker, not being an ideas person, but being someone who actually invests their time, their money, and aligns their talent, hard work and opportunity when it becomes available. So take care, Yassas, and we'll chat again soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And as you can see, it's going to be a glorious sunrise, but I just need to head off to work now because I'm starting earlier. Bye for now. Yassas. Kisses to everybody. Take care.